Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Um, this is my second attempt at YouTube, and hopefully this time around I can be of help and of service to you guys. I want to talk today about how to begin loving yourself, and I have been on this journey for the past year, trying to become more positive and not be so negative. And in having to read, experiencing events that I've experienced, and having read books, I've taken notes, and I have created some things where I could at least make videos like this so that you could start your journey, and hopefully this video will help you. This reminds me of when I used to go to a community college, and I used to teach kids in the class how to do math, especially algebra, and it was pretty cool. I've always been interested in trying to teach people how to do stuff. So the first thing that not you should, but you might want to start doing is learning how to appreciate your own uniqueness. Now, we're all very different. We're all very talented. We all have something unique about us, gifts, skills, and perspective and experiences that create a diverse thought. So understand that your perspective is your own, and you are one of a kind. Your reality is unique to you. So once you embrace that, once you start understanding that, you will then be able to walk around and know that you are one of a kind. All right? Learn how to start doing that. And I can give you examples of how to do so as I keep going down the list. All right? Another thing that works for some people, not everyone, at least for me, I rather pray and whatnot, but embrace positive affirmations, positive thoughts, and embody them. So essentially what you want to do is you want to take your negative state of mind and create a more positive way of thinking. So some of the examples include talking in the mirror, right? You look at yourself, you say, hey, beautiful. Using post-its with positive words or affirmations or mantras on them. So I'm pretty sure you have seen people put a post-it up on a wall or something like that. Every time they pass by, they read it, and that's kind of training your mind to be more positive as opposed to having that negative thought when you walk by the fridge or whatnot. So that's a good way of going about it. Again, repeating mantras. So let's say you're in a situation, you're at a grocery store, this lady cuts you off, and she gives you that nasty evil eye, that nasty look. You could use the mantra, how can I view this differently? That will then train you in that moment and allow you to become present and have you react differently instead of cussing her out and whatnot, or getting into an argument with her. Like I've had, plenty of times where it just doesn't work out. Especially when it's a man against a woman, you can get in trouble, more trouble. One of the issues, or one of the problems you may encounter, especially for people who are very uncomfortable with the thought of repeating positive mantras, is that you will have a hard time believing yourself. All right, that's one of the issues that you come across. Also, the way this works is that it helps by rewiring your brain, which is who you are, and trains it to think differently. Negative thoughts should then turn into positive thinking. So again, you're going from negative to positive. And another example would be road rage. The next time someone cuts you off or does something stupid while driving, like not turn the signal on or go real slow in the fast lane, take a deep breath and just don't take it personal, and just be like, you know what? I'm safe. I'm good. I'm Gucci. I'm putting on my music. I have my music on, rather. I'm enjoying this ride. I'm not going to allow people to sit there and I'm not going to let them have me react by sticking up the finger or this and that. It just ain't worth it at the end of the day. It really isn't when you think about it. at the end of the day, you're a great person regardless. So do what you have to do to get yourself into a better state of mind, and stop that negative thinking in your head. And it's easier said than done. But oh, I also have a list of mantras. There we go. See, I should have read this before I started recording, but this is my first take. So and I'm gonna put this up regardless. Some mantras to use: the universe or Sky Daddy is the source, and I align with source. Simple. Another one: I am strong, smart, and courageous. We all have heard that. One. I am grateful for blank, blah, 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 blah. So I'm grateful for my bed. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful that I have a car right now. I'm grateful that I have an income, regardless of how much you're making. You're grateful. And for this one, it's going to be hard to believe. It might make you cringe. But that's not the point. The point is to train yourself to be grateful. All right? I am worthy and deserving of all the love I receive daily. All right? It's, things like that. The mantras that are probably going to have the most effect and probably put you in a better, or in the right direction, would be mantras that kind of stir up an emotion, that kind of make you feel uncomfortable. Those are the things that you need to work on. The more uncomfortable they are, the more able that you are to help heal that portion of you that needs to be healed. All right? Here we go. You have to feel it, want it, and do the work in order for it to work. So you just gotta put the work in, and it's hard, it's grueling. People will look at you like you're crazy, but you're not crazy. All right? They'll try to put you in a psych ward or something like that. No. Trust me, it's the healing journey, and going from one state of mind to another one, especially when you've had a lot of trauma, is a very, very difficult thing to do. And in essence, or excuse me, in retrospect, it seems so simple, but it really isn't. Number 3, take action. Do the things you love. Now, this is one thing that in this past year that I really, really, really took advantage of due to COVID. I really started doing things that I love to do, and one of those things that I've learned is that I love to do Muay Thai. I love to get into... See, I took a deep breath. You saw that, right? I like to do the fighting aspect of it, even though I come from a very physical domestic violence background. And being exposed to that type of environment again is really, really helping me become a stronger person, and become a person who doesn't fear a fight or a confrontation. And it's almost like when there's a confrontation or a fight, I could stop time and really see what's going on. I'm not gonna lie, I recently just got out of character with somebody who said some disrespectful stuff, but again, you're not perfect, you're not gonna get it 100% all the time. It's learning, right? You always learn from your mistakes and your experiences. So take actions and do the things you love. Make time for the things that you want to do at the end of the day. We always hear people use the excuse that I can't do this, I can't do that because of this, because I got kids, because I got this, I got that. And it's like, that usually isn't the case with some people. Like, some people really be lying to themselves and making excuses. Those people don't use their time well, most likely, and they do meaningless things. Let's see, just don't use the I don't have time excuse, because we all know you do, basically. So we all know that you have time. It's just how you manage your time. You have a 9 to 5. You get home, okay, you gotta feed the kids, but you still have a window of time where you can sit down and start reading that book and write your notes, or start working on this project for this client, or start working on your business project, or making this and making that. So it's a poor excuse, to be honest, and I don't manage my time as well as I would like to. However, I do got some things under my bag. Like, I don't just sit there and do nothing. I have a couple of things that I'm working on all at once. And again, it's about managing your projects so that one day when you're ready to bring it out into the world, boom, it's complete. and it's ready and it's out there. Again, I could always talk about that in another video. It's people who take time to enjoy their lives usually enjoy their lives. People who don't, you know, and you gotta take the time out to live out your dream, man. You just, you know, there's people out there, you know, who work their asses off. You know, hard work and success is a great thing to achieve, but there's also a component where letting go and enjoying something you really love can refresh your perspective. Like, how many times do we see people running businesses and don't have no free time? They're unwilling to have someone step in for them, or you know, teach someone. Like, for instance, retail would be a good example where you have a boss who is not teaching other people the right skills, so there's not enough MODs, and MODs are managers on duty, and then now you're constantly relying on so and so to cover shifts when other people are out, and that's not fair, you know, stuff like that, you know. And it affects the community as well. It affects the people. It affects the customers. So if you have in that type of environment, if you have a skill and you cross train your people, you will run into less issues. But that's a topic for another day. Like in my notes, many people worldwide have demanding lives and they still have time to go on retreats, vacations, concerts, all because they put themselves first. It's all about putting yourself first. This world is made for us to experience, so experience it. Remember, you must take care of yourself. You are the most important person you know. And it takes some time to understand that. It takes some time to really give faith to yourself, to believe in yourself. Oftentimes we look for external validation. That comes when you're internally validated. External validation, usually that's when it comes. Don't go seeking it, because you run into so many problems. You know, other people's opinions really start to confuse you. A lot of people think they know what's best for you and best for your life, and you have to really, you know all the answers at the end of the day. It's all in here. So refrain from getting advice often from people, but also understand that, you know, people come from a different perspective. They come from their own experiences, so they're only going to be able to, they only have the capacity to give you an answer that comes from their own experience, which might be completely different from yours. All right. Number 4, think the opposite thought when a negative thought arises. So, generally, we have, or for example, we have, hey, I'm fat. Oh, that's probably not a good one, but hey, I'm ugly. No, I'm beautiful. Stuff like that. Find something that about yourself that is positive as opposed to a negative. What I have here, you've been going through storm after storm after storm, and you have equated life as a negative overall. What we do is we integrate our negative thoughts into our daily lives and create beliefs around them of who we are, what we represent, and what we are limited by. As soon as you become aware of those negative patterns and negative thoughts, you can begin to change them. That's the thing. Like we sometimes go around saying some negative stuff about ourselves and about others, and we really don't know we're doing it. It's just embedded in here. We're just walking around just talking shit. Excuse my language, but that's kind of what we're doing. Why is she wearing that? Why his hair that color? Why he wearing makeup? You know, stuff like that. And it's always like, if you might know the underlying story as to why it might be, then maybe it will make all sense to you. But who gives a hoot? You know. Take note of how you feel around people at the gym, or when you're around someone who you had a falling out with, or when you are around someone who disappointed you. Becoming aware of how you talk to yourself and changing the language you use will help you change the outcome of a situation. It's all about perspective. Change your perspective. If you change your perspective, the outcome might benefit you more than not changing the perspective, and then you get into a situation where it's like, if someone looks at you funny, the old adage is kill them with kindness. It works. It works. How many times do I walk around and people keep giving me that kind of scared look, like if I'm some damn drug addict or something and whatnot, or at least that's what it makes me feel, or just because I have tattoos, and which whatever. And I just smile back. I give them that little, because at the end of the day, it's like, it's all superficial at the end of the day. So treat it as it is superficial. It's just a glance, a look, smile, bye. That's all it is. They don't know you. They probably don't want to know you. They'll forget about you in a couple of hours, and maybe not even. All mistakes and mishaps, you encounter are learning opportunities. Understand that. Know that. Ask yourself, how can I view this differently? Again, that's a mantra that I said earlier. You are just a decision away from loving yourself, flaws and all. It's all it takes is that for you to decide that right now you're gonna start treating yourself with respect. That's all it takes. It's hard. It's super, super hard. But that's all it takes, I'm telling you. You gotta change the narrative, change the story. Change the story. This is a difficult one for me. This is very, very difficult for me. Learn how to receive love. That one is tricky for me. Man, let me tell you. I be thinking all these mofos be lying to me. Sometimes people see your value and your talent before you could even see it for yourself. And I digress. I mean, I don't like to brag. And when I do, I mean it. But this one is a tough one for me. And I'm sure it's going to be very tough for other people. Let's get into it. Be able to take compliments when they are given. Believe them when they say you have nice eyes. Naturally, many of us block the praise and find a way for us to become critical of ourselves. Start learning how to say thank you even when it makes you feel super uncomfortable, when it makes you cringe. It's like, ooh, like I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the cold chills on my spine. It's like, I can really relate to this one. Another way you receive love is by taking care of your body. This is a very important one. It's because you're showing yourself love by taking care of your body. Start saying good things about your body, like we've said. Exercise your body. So a couple of examples are doing some yoga, going to the gym, taking a walk, move your body, eat well. If you can't eat organic, grass-fed, eat better. Transition from going from the SAD diet, standard American diet, to a diet that might work for you. Now, we can go into detail. It's not going to be an easy road. You're going to go through bloating. You're going to go through some pain. You're going to have a little bit of side effects weaning off of that crap. But everything has its process. And eating well is a very important thing for your organs and your whole body system. Take your vitamins. All right? I love vitamins. I love supplements. I would love to make videos on vitamins and supplements. That's one of the things I love to do, is read up on stuff like that and try to manipulate vitamins and supplements and minerals and stuff like that. And respect your body. By doing that, you are respecting your body at the end of the day. The better you feel body-wise, all right, the happier you will be in here. Whether it be fixing your gut issues and the microbiota, who knows? All we know is that there's ways to help you get into a better state of mind. This one, when I encountered this phrase, I was like, what the? But number 6, breaking news. No one cares. What others are doing, I forgot the S, is none of your business. You see how I just highlighted my mistake? That's one issue that I have. That many people do have. Now, it's not that no one cares, all right? What is meant by that is that when you are at the grocery store, people are usually focused on what they have going on. They're usually focused on their grandparent in the hospital, or someone in hospice, or their illness that they have internally that they're trying to deal with. So they're not really focused on you. Sometimes you will have those people who give you the glance, who will have something nasty to say. But then sometimes you have people who even come up to you and start talking to you because they see your light, they see your brightness, and they want to talk to you, and they're interested by you, they're fascinated by you, and those are the people that you want to kind of have that positive conversation with. You want to help uplift them in whatever way you can. If they start talking bad about themselves, you lift them up, and it's an amazing, beautiful thing what I'm experiencing thus far. But to get back on topic, you know, don't compare yourself to others. Do not do it, especially if you are someone who doesn't work out, someone who doesn't eat right, and you go to the gym and you got some people in there who have bodies that are to you unrealistic or unattainable. Don't do that. Don't compare yourself, man. Like it takes steps to get to that place, or even to get near that, and comparing yourself just blocks you from being able to get to a point where you are healthy and you feel attractive and whatnot. An example would be like if you go to a group painting or something like that, and they tell you to draw an apple. Not everyone's going to be able to draw an apple the same way. Some people are more skilled at drawing than others, and so you might get some really low quality baby childlike drawings. I'm sorry to put it that way, but then you have more advanced drawers, and you can't sit there and compare your apple to the other apple. It's still an apple at the end of the day. It just doesn't look the same. And that's how we are. We're still human at the end of the day. We just don't look the same. We don't look the same. We don't have the same color. And that's the beautiful thing about being a human being, even on this planet Earth. We're all different and very similar at the same time. It's amazing. Respect your work for what it is at that moment. Continue to work on bettering yourself. Strive to be 1% better each day. So always, if you have a task and you take an hour to do it, find a way to take 55 minutes to do it, or even 1% of that. I don't know. I'm not going to do the math. All right, but things like that. Things challenge yourself. It's like a little game that you play. How fast can you get the groceries done doing Instacart or something like that? And it's having fun. It's becoming better, becoming sharper, becoming more aware. It's definitely a gift. It definitely is a gift. Number 7, learn to forgive yourself. We all have a past. We all have done some sinning. We all have made mistakes. Some of us have suffered consequences because of those. Others have not. What I do want to say is, whether you are someone who doesn't have a criminal background, or you are someone who has a criminal background, you're someone who has an education like myself, or someone who doesn't, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you have to forgive yourself for your mistakes and for the things that you've gone through. You have to forgive your attackers, your aggressors, your past, your father, your mother, who did this, who did that, blah, blah, because they probably passed down something that was given to them. Generational curses are real. I do believe in the Sky Daddy, I call the universe type of deal, just to be cute and funny. But it almost is like this energy that circles around me, and it wants to explode at times, and that comes when you forgive yourself, when you're in alignment. And it's a very long road sometimes to get to that point, but it feels good when you know that the past is the past, leave it behind, and continue to move forward. It's an amazing feeling. I think I covered everything I need to say on the notes. Right, so guilt and shame only leads you to more destruction and self-sabotage. So shame is, oh, I did this, I feel bad, I hate myself type of deal, and you go run and hide. Guilt is when you know you did something wrong to someone or something, and now you're feeling similar to shame, but you know you did wrong. That is guilt. And oftentimes people will run and hide when they're guilty of something. So you have two feelings, I guess, that are very similar, ends up in the same result, but guilt and shame, yes, you run and hide. You don't do anything productive. So when you start feeling guilt, when you start feeling shame, learn how to kind of address it, move on from it. Again, no matter how long it takes, choose to treat yourself better. Tell people you love them and apologize to those who you have wronged. You don't know how much time you have left. You don't know when someone else is going to die or pass away or whatnot. So you want to be able to say I love you to the people you care about, because you might not have another chance. I've had experiences where I didn't have a chance to say I love you to people, and it really, I really felt it in my core. I should have said I love you to that person. Now I feel guilt. I should have been a better friend. So I'm a person that likes to say I love you to people. I know some people don't like it. Some people kind of find it odd. Some people think that I'm trying to, sleep with them. That's not what I'm all about. I'm all about sharing love. I'm all about being positive. And I do get into those ruts where I'm very negative and it's a storm and it's a whirlwind. And sometimes people have to knock me off the boat in order for me to get back into my senses. And I'm grateful that I get knocked off the boat. People start leaving me alone. They stop talking to me. Thank you. At the end of the day, thank you, because I needed that isolation. I know, right? We all know what we need to do. Sometimes we latch on to people because we're scared. And when you pull out of that, it's a beautiful thing when you come out of it at the end of the day. Essentially, this wraps the video. But I do want to say, get started right now. Do it right now, right now, right now. It will just be just as difficult later as it is now. So if you delay it, later on it will be difficult. You do it now, it will be difficult. Just do it. Make the time now. Take that vacation, save up that money to do this, to do that. Take that class, man. I did therapy with horses. I did pole dancing, which I gotta continue to do, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu. I did all these things, and I started to understand what I love more out of all of them, yoga. So, things that I've always wanted to do when I was younger, never got the chance to do it until now. And it's been an amazing experience. Now it's, how do I find time to do all of them? We shall see. So if you'd like to support this channel, you all know what to do. Like, share, subscribe kindly. And if you would like to see this channel grow, donations would definitely be helpful. Right now I am spending a lot of time reading, taking notes, and providing information for you guys, where I think is beneficial for people to have something to listen to or have a different perspective than to sit there and read a book. I know a lot of people don't like reading. I know a lot of people have a hard time reading, and especially when you read a sentence that you have to go back because your mind jumps to something else. I have that problem too. So I take the time to sit and read, and I will be the person who will reread something just to get the message out. So just send me a message, and I'll give you the information to forward any type of donations over and this and that. I'm trying to make this a thing, and I'm trying to help the youth. I'm trying to help young adults. I'm trying to help any adult at the end of the day. So again, I'm gonna give credit to Jen Sincero. You Are a Badass. It's from this book right here. It's from chapter, I'm not sure what chapter. Yes, it's from chapter, should have had this ready. It's from chapter 4. Okay, it's called The Big Snooze, basically getting out of the matrix. That's where I got a lot of this information from. It's very similar to what she has in the book, just broken down in the way that I talk. So again, You Are a Badass, Jen Sincero, if you are interested in grabbing a copy. But thanks for watching. I love you. Bye.